You finally found the tool that makes the financials easy to explain. The dashboard is clean. It looks solid. This is the meeting you walked into feeling ready. Then comes the question, how does the loan actually get paid down? That's the moment you realize your new dashboard was almost helpful.
Hey, it's Cashflow Mike, and welcome back to the Clear Path to Cash podcast. Right now, we're going to be talking about tax season. This is when it starts. Tax season creates this whole strange contradiction for advisors. You know, there are more numbers than ever, more reports, there's more reconciliations, there's more calculations that technically add up, and yet movement slows down. Decisions stall, conversations seem to drag. Confidence doesn't disappear, but it gets crowded out. But that's not because advisors don't know what they're doing. It's because the noise isn't the problem. I know we're used to clearing the noise, but in this case, the noise isn't the problem. This time of year, advisors aren't lacking information. They're surrounded by it. You've got income statements and adjustments and tax projections and historical comparisons and what-if scenarios. Everything is accurate, everything is defensible, and still nothing moves. It's not because the math is wrong, but because there's too much of it arriving at the same time. Cognitive overload doesn't look like confusion. It just looks like hesitation. It looks like, hey, let me look at this one more way, or I want to double check something first, or we're going to circle back after filing. You don't do that because you don't understand the situation. You do it because your thinking time has just been compressed to zero. It's tax season that just doesn't increase workload. It compresses the decision space. It gives you less time to work with the client. And when that decision space disappears, even experienced advisors feel it. And we tend to rush. Advisors are trained to be precise, to be careful, to be thorough, to not miss something important. But tax season turns that strength into pressure because every number feels consequential. It has weight. Every decision feels like, you know, we should wait on it. We should take our time with this. And then every conversation feels unfinished. So advisors don't have to move slower because they're unsure. They move slower because everything feels equally urgent. Well, this is another version of an almost helpful moment. The tools are working, the numbers are correct, the information's all there, but the system stops you just short of helping you decide. You should be thinking about things like what matters most right now? What can wait? What actually changes if we do this? That gap doesn't feel dramatic. It feels heavy because we're not helping. We're just reporting. This week isn't about fixing anything. It's about naming something that advisors feel but rarely say out loud. If tax season feels louder than usual, if everything adds up but nothing moves, if you feel surrounded by numbers but short on clarity, that's not failure, that's saturation. Tax season is about speed. How many of these things can I get out the door? Advisory work isn't, right? That's the shift. We talk about that all the time. And May is when things tend to slow down and when thinking returns to the space and when decisions become clear again. We'll talk about May later though, more on that soon. But that moment you're getting ready to feel, that time you're spending with your client, use it to get in front of them, to show them something valuable about their business, to take away that feeling of I'm not helping. Because that moment, we know it. And Clear Path to Cash was built for that moment.
You finally found the tool that makes the financials easy to explain. The dashboard is clean. It looks solid. This is the meeting you walked into feeling ready. Then comes the question, how does the loan actually get paid down? That's the moment you realize your new dashboard was almost helpful.